All right, let's talk about heat pumps. Heat pumps are basically an air conditioner that works backwards. Instead of pulling heat from inside the house and expelling it outside, it grabs the heat from outside and delivers it into the home. So even if it's cold outside, you got to remember that it always can be colder, meaning that there's always energy in the air, and energy equals heat. So there's two different types of heat pumps. One is a regular heat pump. The second one is a cold climate heat pump, also known as a low ambient heat pump. Now, these heat pumps are very good at pulling that energy from the air, even when it's below 0 degrees outside. So in the northern states, the winters get very cold. In fact, it takes twice as much to heat your house as it does to actually cool your house. So this is very important when you consider sizing your heat pump. In order to understand your heat pump application, you need to realize the basic math. And it's a little bit complicated, so stay with me. So ductwork is always designed on the cooling side, meaning if you need 12,000 BTUs of cooling, that means that you have 1 ton of cooling. If you have 1 ton of cooling, you need 400 CFM of airflow. Knowing if an existing house needs 24,000 BTUs of cooling, it obviously needs 48,000 BTUs of heating. In this example, that's what we have. We have a 2-ton air conditioner and we require 48,000 BTUs of heating, meaning that they probably have a furnace in there about 60 to 70,000 BTUs to cover it. Now, if I wanted to take that house and actually turn it into a heat pump system, I would have to double up that air conditioning to get to that 48,000 BTU system. So if I have a 48,000 BTU system and 12,000 BTUs is a ton and 1 ton is 400 CFM, stay with me, you would need 4 tons air conditioner, which would be 4 times 400 would be 1,600 CFMs. That means that the original ductwork that's in there that's normally 800 CFM will not work. So we would have to upgrade that to a 1,600 CFM system. So let's take that same example and make it 2 stories. Now the house needs 48,000 BTUs to cool and 96 BTUs to heat. The problem is that heat pumps, the max of a residential cold climate heat pump is 60,000 BTUs, a 5-ton. So we would actually have to double it. So I'd have to install in the basement a 48,000 BTUs, and that would provide heat and cool to only the first floor. And then in the attic, I would put in another 48,000 BTU system, and that will supply only the second floor. So 48 up here, 48 down here, that'll give us the 96,000 BTUs to heat the entire house. So I say all that to say this. Installing a heat pump in your house, if it's a smaller home, you're going to be looking about $35,000 to $45,000. Now, if your house is bigger, 2 stories, or whatever the case might be, you can expect to pay twice that. Now, I know the price seems overwhelming at first, but consider this. First thing is that you have state rebates. You can expect to get $1,000 per 10,000 BTUs. For a smaller system, you're looking between $4,000 and $5,000. The second thing is that you can actually finance this system for about $500. On a $40,000 system, you're about $500 a month. The third thing is the amount of money that you're going to be saving is going to be thousands of dollars a year. That's something that you must consider. And then the last thing is you're probably in the market already to replace your furnace and your air conditioner. If it's an oil furnace or a propane furnace and an air conditioner, you could expect to pay about $10,000 to $20,000. So consider this. If your heat pump system is $40,000 and you're going to get $4,000 in rebates, and you were expected to spend 15 grand for your existing system, that's going to leave you with a total of $21,000 that you're actually upgrading. That 21 grand can be financed for about $277 a month. My question to you is, if that's your case, are you saving $277 a month by going with a heat pump? Finally, if you have natural gas being delivered to your house, upgrading to a heat pump probably doesn't make sense to you. But if you're using oil or propane, you already know that you're spending too much money. In which case, looking into a cold climate heat pump probably makes sense.